Have you ever felt someone was subtly influencing your actions or emotions, or found yourself doing something, not out of genuine desire, but because someone else made it seem like it was your choice? Manipulation is everywhere, in relationships, friendships, workplaces. But what if ancient Stoic wisdom could help you spot and resist it? In this video, we'll look at 10 essential Stoic lessons that teach you how to resist manipulation and stay true to your own values. By learning these, you can become more aware, resilient, and independent, less likely to be swayed against your will. Lesson 1. Know your own values. The first step to avoiding manipulation is knowing what you stand for. The Stoics believe that we should define our core values and live by them. When we're clear about what we believe in and stand for, it's much harder for others to sway us from our path. If you don't know your values, people will convince you to adopt theirs. Take time to reflect on what's genuinely important to you and commit to it. Key point: define and internalize your own principles to make manipulation more challenging for others. When your values are strong, you become naturally resistant to persuasion that conflicts with your beliefs. Lesson 2. Be aware of your emotions. Stoics teach that emotions can cloud our judgment, making us vulnerable to others' influence. Manipulators often use emotions like guilt, fear, or sympathy to sway us. Epictetus reminds us that we control our reactions, not what happens to us. By recognizing when emotions are taking over, we can pause and examine why we feel a certain way. This pause is powerful. It helps us regain control and respond rationally. Key point: be vigilant about your emotional responses and recognize when someone tries to manipulate your feelings. Cultivate emotional awareness to prevent reactionary decisions that might lead to manipulation. Lesson 3. Practice detachment from external approval. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic, emphasized the importance of not depending on others' opinions. Many people are manipulated because they crave approval. The need for validation makes us easy targets for anyone offering praise or acceptance. To avoid this, practice detaching from the need for constant validation. Remind yourself that your self-worth isn't determined by others. Key point: value your own opinion of yourself over others' approval. By doing so, you limit the ways people can influence you through praise or criticism. Lesson 4. Focus on what you can control. Stoicism constantly reminds us to focus on what we control. Manipulators often make us feel we must act a certain way. But, according to Stoics, we don't control others' thoughts or actions, only our own. When someone tries to influence you, ask yourself, is this something I truly have control over? If not, don't let their pressures influence your actions. Key point: resist manipulation by focusing on your sphere of control. Recognize that you are responsible only for your actions and responses, not anyone else's expectations or demands. Lesson 5. Recognize flattery and praise as manipulative tools. The Stoics viewed praise as something irrelevant to a virtuous life. Manipulators frequently use flattery to sway you. Marcus Aurelius warns us against falling for others' praises, as they often hide ulterior motives. By recognizing flattery as a tactic, you can see through manipulative behavior and decide accordingly. Key point: be cautious of excessive praise or flattery, as it can be a method of control. Stay focused on your values rather than being swayed by others' sweet words. Lesson 6. Set boundaries. Seneca, another Stoic, spoke about the importance of having clear boundaries. Manipulators often push you into uncomfortable situations or blur boundaries to achieve their goals. By setting and enforcing boundaries, you communicate your limits, making it clear when someone is overstepping. This creates a psychological buffer against those who try to control you. Key point: setting clear boundaries protects your autonomy. Assert your limits and don't compromise on them to avoid manipulation or undue influence. Lesson 7. Observe others' intentions carefully. The Stoics believed in understanding others' motivations. Not all people mean well, and manipulators often have hidden agendas. If someone's actions don't align with their words, consider their underlying motivations. By observing closely, you can spot inconsistencies and avoid being manipulated. Key point: stay aware of others' intentions, especially when their actions and words don't match. Observation can reveal manipulation attempts. Lesson 8. Practice self-reliance. The Stoics valued independence, believing that true strength lies within. When you rely on yourself, you're less likely to fall for manipulative tactics that exploit dependency. Self-reliance doesn't mean isolation. It's about having inner strength. With a Stoic mindset, trust that you can navigate challenges without needing constant external guidance. Key point: build internal strength and independence to avoid relying heavily on others, making you less susceptible to manipulation based on dependency. Lesson 9. Embrace negative visualization. Negative visualization, or imagining potential challenges, was a technique used by Stoics. By considering possible manipulation scenarios, you're mentally prepared to handle them if they arise. This doesn't mean being cynical, it means being prepared for possible outcomes. Mentally practicing how you'll respond can make you more resilient when manipulation attempts happen. Key point: prepare for manipulation attempts through mental rehearsal, which makes you less likely to be caught off guard. Lesson 10. Stay grounded in reality. Finally, Stoicism teaches us to stay grounded in reality. Manipulators often appeal to our fantasies or exaggerate possibilities. Marcus Aurelius advised keeping our expectations realistic and focusing on facts. By questioning what's real and what's not, we stay anchored to reality and avoid being pulled into manipulative schemes that rely on false promises or fear-mongering. Key point: resist manipulation by focusing on facts over exaggerated claims. Be skeptical of scenarios that seem too good or too frightening to be true. Manipulation is a powerful tool, but by following these 10 Stoic lessons, you can guard yourself against it. Each principle gives you greater awareness, resilience, and clarity. Whether it's defining your values, setting boundaries, or questioning others' motives, you now have tools to stay true to yourself and live with integrity, free from others' control. By applying these Stoic lessons, you'll gain the inner strength and clarity to avoid being influenced against your will. The focus on inner values, emotional awareness, and setting boundaries empowers you to lead a life guided by your principles instead of others' desires. Thank you for watching. If you found these Stoic principles helpful in protecting yourself from manipulation, don't forget to like this video to support the channel. Comment below on which Stoic lesson resonated with you the most, or share any personal experiences dealing with manipulation. I'd love to hear your thoughts. For more content on Stoic wisdom and practical life tips, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's build a community that values independence, resilience, and self-awareness. Stay Stoic.